Hello, welcome to Astronautics for Exploit. This is Dr. Ayoshola Ogundele. Mars simulators, exploration-themed research stations on Earth for the evolution of humankind into a two-planet species. The focus points of my presentation are as follows. Mars simulators, types of Mars simulators. For several years, various Mars exploration-themed research stations and tourist centers on Earth are being developed by the government space agencies, Mars exploration enthusiasts, private space companies, and interested organizations in order to enable them to have a better understanding of how humans can survive on Mars and beyond. Based on continued interest in Mars explorations and plans to send humans to the Red Planet, various Mars simulators are being developed all over the world for exploration, tourism, and to experience the Red Planet on the Earth. Some of the characteristics of the chosen areas for the simulation and visualization of the Martian landscape are unique landform and red rocks. Mars simulators are designed to simulate the future environment of the Martian landscape. Examples of ongoing Mars simulators are Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station, Mars Desert Research Station, High Seas, Hawaii Space Exploration Analog and Simulation, Mars 500, NASA Simulated Mars Mission, known as CHAPEA. The Mars Desert Research Station is the largest and longest running Mars surface research facility and is one of two simulated Mars analog habitats owned and operated by the Mars Society. The MDRS station was built in the early 2000s near Axel Atoll in the western United States. The Mars Research Station is crewed by small teams who conduct scientific research. FMARS, a Mars simulator located on Devon Island, Canada, is the first of two Mars analog research stations established and run by the Mars Society. The simulator is on the rim of an approximately 40-million-year-old impact crater in a truly Mars-like Arctic environment. Some of the activities being carried out in the Mars simulator are geological and biological fieldwork, monitoring of the local environment, and creation of detailed maps of the region. Mars simulators. Mars simulation is the process of simulating Mars-specific conditions or its characteristics for the purposes of research and future decision-making. Mars simulator could be a system that uses Mars models for better understanding of certain features of Mars, or by subjecting a group of interested Mars enthusiasts to live and work in the designated Mars location on Earth to understand more about Mars in preparation for the future human missions to Mars. Artist's concept of a future Mars mission showing astronauts near a landing on the Red Planet is shown in this picture. Types of Mars simulators. There are different types of Mars simulators, and some of them are Mars Desert Research Station, Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station, NASA Simulated Mars Mission known as CHAPEA, High Seas Hawaii Space Exploration Analog and Simulation, Mars 500, the 20 Habitat Mission to Mars Simulator, and Gobi Desert Mars Environment Simulator. Each of these is explained as follows. Mars Desert Research Station is a space analog facility designed to support Earth-based research in pursuit of the technology, operations, and science required for human space exploration. It is owned by the Mars Society. The relative isolation of the facility allows for rigorous field studies as well as human factors research. Most crews carry out their mission under the constraints of a simulated Mars mission. The picture here shows Mars Desert Research Station structure. Missions at Mars Desert Research Station are about 2 to 3 weeks in duration. The advantage of this Mars simulator over most facilities for simulated space missions is that the campus is surrounded by a landscape that is an actual geologic Mars analog, which offers opportunities for rigorous field studies, as they will be conducted during an actual Mars space mission. The picture here shows Mars Desert Research Station. The Mars Desert Research Station is the largest and longest running Mars surface research facility and is one of two simulated Mars analog orbiters owned and operated by Mars Society. It is crewed by small teams who conduct scientific research. The campus includes a two-story orbiter with a greenhouse, a solar and a robotic observatory, an engineering pod, and a science building. The Mars Society's research station located near Anxfer in Utah is shown in this picture. Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station is another Mars simulator. It's the first of two simulated Mars orbiters, or Mars Analog Research Stations, which is located in Canada, owned and operated by Mars Society. The station is a member of the European Union's Sakomatic network of 89 terrestrial field bases located in Europe, Russia, US, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Faroe Islands, and Scotland, as well as stations in northern Alpine areas. This picture shows Robert Subrin, Vladimir Plester, and Katie Crane of Crew 2, who prepared to begin a motorized eval on July 15, 2001 at Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station. Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station is being operated by the non-profit Mars Society. The mission is to help develop key knowledge needed to prepare human Mars exploration and to inspire the public by making real the vision of human exploration of Mars. The station is used to conduct geological and biological exploration under conditions similar to those found on Mars, to develop field tactics based on those explorations, to test habitat design features, tools, and technologies, and to assess crew selection protocols. The picture here shows a telerobot exploring Rock Canyon on July 26, 2001. Each crew establishes research and education or outreach objectives that they strive to accomplish during their time at Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station. The crews in 2001 were the first to conduct operations under full Mars simulation constraints, including the use of simulated Mars spaceships. In 2002, the crew deployed a weather station on Ames Ridge. The weather station provided data on wind direction and speed, barometric pressure, humidity, and temperature. This picture shows Flashline Mars Arctic Research Station. Another Mars simulator is NASA Simulated Mars Mission. This is a NASA's Mars simulator to simulate what it will be like to live on the planet Mars. Out of the people that applied, NASA selected 4 people to live in Mars-like simulation at Johnson Space Center for 1 year. The Mars simulator is a 1,700 square foot 3D printed habitat. Illustration of an astronaut on Mars is shown in this picture. The aim of NASA's simulated Mars mission is to learn about how humans will fare during extended space travel to the Mars. The distance between the planets, which averages roughly 140 million miles, is one of the challenges because of about 22-minute communication delay each way. The crew will have to work with unparalleled levels of autonomy and solve problems on their own. Living quarter of NASA Mars Simulator is shown in this picture. The Mars simulation is planned to involve crew monitoring for danger signs like symptoms of depression, heightened irritability, and moodiness, and changes in sleeping and eating patterns. The crew will be given opportunity to create routines such as involving in social activities that will enable them to reach out to the outside world to reduce the effect of being isolated. The picture here shows a 360-degree view of the sandboard portion of CHAPEA. Another Mars simulator is ICES, Hawaii Space Exploration Analog and Simulation. The ICES is a Mars and Moon Exploration Analog Research Station, currently operated by the International Moon-Based Alliance. ICES, a 1,200 square foot dome, is located at 8,200 feet above sea level on a Mars-like site on the Mauna Loa volcano on Hawaii Island. ICES has been the home to 5 successful long-duration, about 4 to 12 months, NASA Mars simulation missions and tens of other analog space stations in collaboration with multiple space agencies, companies, and organizations worldwide. ICES dome and its compositions are shown in this picture. The analog environment setting of Hawaii Space Exploration Analog and Simulation Facility as follows. Crew are selected to meet research needs. The conditions, habitat, mission, communications, and a host of others are designed to be similar to those of a planetary exploration mission. Due to very little variation in weather, its location allows longer duration of isolation and confined environment. The Mars and Moon-like environment provides for high-fidelity analog research tasks, such as geological fieldwork carried out by human explorers and robots. The ICES Hawaii Space Exploration Habitat in Hawaii is shown in this picture. The ICES site has Mars and Moon-like geology, which allows crews to perform high-fidelity geological and astrological fieldwork and add to the realism of the mission simulation. ICES offers both physical isolation and geological similarity. A robust system of high-latency communication between the crew and the mission support team that imposes a Mars-like 20-minute delay on message reception each way was developed. This shows a simulated environment of the ICES. Gobi Desert Mars Environment Simulator is another Mars simulator being used to simulate Mars environments. The Chinese Mars Environment Simulator was located in the Gobi Desert outside the city of Xinjiang, northwest China's Gansu province. The unique landform and red rocks make the area a perfect place for tourists to experience the red planet on Earth. It is a Mars exploration-themed tourist site, and the base provides teenagers a chance to experience what it's like to live on Mars and learn how technology leads society forward. The picture here shows the Gobi Desert Mars simulator. Mars 500 is another Mars simulator. Mars 500 was a study conducted by ESA, Russia, and China at the Russian Institute for Biomedical Problems in Moscow between 2007 and 2011. It was broken down into several phases over several crews and was focused on the psychosocial aspects of spaceflight. The mission stages. Mars 500 project emulated various mission stages of Mars, including Earth Mars transit, entry, descent, and landing, and life on the red planet itself. The picture here shows illustration of Mars 500 project. AMADI 20 Habitat Mission to Mars Simulator is another Mars simulator. AMADI 20 Habitat is tucked beneath a rocky outcrop for Mission to Mars simulation. Inside the habitat, the 6 crew members sleep, eat, and conduct experiments. Outside, they wear mock space suits fitted with cameras, microphones, and self-contained breathing systems. The Austrian Association is running the project together with the Israel Space Agencies and local group. Illustration of an experiment led by Austrian and Israeli agencies simulating a mission to Mars is shown in this picture. For more information, contact Astronautics for Exploit. You've been watching and listening to Mars Simulators, exploration-themed research stations for experiencing what it's like to live on Mars presented by Dr. Ayashola Ogundele, with focus points, Mars simulators, and types of Mars simulators. Thank you.